Hey guys, it's Mike with Survive Today. No, this is not the last video with my brother Ed. This is me. Driving home and wanted to just address something that a lot of us have thought about, and hopefully all of us have thought about, and that is, what if something happens, worst case scenario, when we're at work? Well, the worst case scenario for me, since it's a 25-mile drive home, would be an EMP issue, solar flare or a nuclear attack or something, where all of the power is out and the car won't work. Well, that means I've got 25 miles to make it home, and you know, at Murphy's Law, it's probably not going to happen on a beautiful sunshiny day. It's either going to be really hot or windy or rainy, or worse yet, it could be in the snow. How would I get home is something that I have addressed. So what I did is I looked at what I normally wear at work is a dress shirt and dress pants and dress shoes, and that would be about the worst possible thing to wear if I'm hiking 25 miles to get home. Unfortunately, considering the fact that I have neglected my state of physical readiness, which is what we used to call it in the Army, I don't think I would make the 25 miles in one day. Certainly not with the backpack that I would be carrying. So I had to come up with a route. Would I stay on the main roads like I drive, or would I avoid certain areas? And that's a question that you want to come up with for yourself. The second thing is, I realized that by day two, and if this happened, late in the day before I was ready to go home for work, it would probably be in my best interest to not leave until the next morning. So by the time I got to the bad part of town that I normally drive through before I get home, we're looking at no power, no police, no communications in that bad part of town for almost 2 days. And that's going to be a bit of a extreme danger. So my route that I selected to hike home avoids that part of town, which unfortunately picks up more miles. And a lot of little considerations like, well, I've got hiking shoes, but do I cut through a plowed cornfield to save a quarter of a mile of walking? But on all of the clods of dirt, I end up turning an ankle, and then I'm totally screwed. No, I stick to the roadway, and I take the long way around the cornfield. But things like that. And then the other thing is, my brother said, well, instead of hiking, why don't you just get a bike and leave it at work? Fabulous idea. But that brought up another issue, which is, if I'm on a bike and I'm riding, and none of the cars are working, there's probably cars in the roadway that have just stalled right where they're at, I'm suddenly going to be a target because people want my bike. So while I had thought about an AR-7 survival rifle that breaks down and the barrel stores in the stock, you can throw that rifle in a backpack, it's a great survival rifle, I would much rather have a handgun with me in the back of my vehicle, so that if I am having to walk or bike home, I can pull out a handgun to defend myself a lot more quickly than I could assemble a rifle. Because as I'm covering ground on a bike, I'm going to be coming up on situations a little bit more quickly, and I won't have the reaction time. So think about a backpacking trip that's going to take you a day or two. And do you have the clothes? Do you have the shoes? Do you have some food, water, or methods of purifying it? Do you know where you'd stay your first night? I do on my way home. There's a couple of great areas where I could stealthily camp and pass the night. Remember, there's not going to be any street lights if something like that happens. So, just want to give you, my take on that happening, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Some preparations that you may have made, or some things that you think you should do. All right, take care. Bye.